Hey guys, this is Lewis here. Welcome to a new video. And today I'm talking about, well, the new Indycar regulations, but not what is going on, but what I'd like to happen. Obviously, we've heard from different sources, including Roger Penske, about how the chassis is going along, but we haven't really heard any specifics. So I'm here to present what I think should be put on the table. So, necessities. Things that I think should be on the car, not things that I want, but things I think that should be on the car. First, price. Revenue. I think revenue is going to start to go up here with this Fox deal. Certainly, we've had more eyes on the sport, especially that Indy 500 coverage. That was, well, the pre race and everything, that part was great. The coverage itself, I don't think was amazing, but they pushed the event out a lot, and I have to appreciate that. And I think the teams will get more money. With that being said, the price of the cars still cannot go up that much. I don't think the teams still have much leeway, and I know it's getting more expensive for the drivers to afford their seats. I know that's happening in every motorsport, but I think it's pretty tight in IndyCar. So this car also needs to have a very good aero to dirty air balance because obviously it's two sides of the same coin basically. If you have more aero flowing over the top of the car, you'll have more dirty air, which will be good. Dirty air is good in a straight line, but when it comes to the corners, especially your road courses, that's when dirty air becomes a problem. Cars can't close. A lot of aero blocking. You see that in NASCAR. Or what you could do is you could have wildly different packages, which I'll get into later. The car has to be lighter and it has to be faster. And obviously it has to be safer with those. I think it's pretty straightforward. IndyCar is meant to be cutting technology still, and well, how do you go cutting technology? Get a lighter, quicker car, and you also have a safer car to reinforce that. And the car still needs to be somewhat hard to drive. We've seen what happened with the RO3/RO5, oval racing, Vegas 2011. We've seen what happened with that. So the car still needs to be somewhat hard to drive, especially on ovals. Obviously, there's going to be no power steering, but in terms of downforce, it needs to be somewhat hard to drive for, say, for oval racing. But would like there to be a balance where it's safe, but it's ultra competitive. I think they need to have an open engine formula. I know David Land's thrown around this idea. I know many other people have thrown around this idea. I think it's a perfect idea. Open engine formula. I'm here for it. We talked about manufacturers. We introduced the hybrid for manufacturers. Open engine formula. You can do what you want. Balance of performance. We'll manage it from there. Obviously, then you'll talk about problems, balance of performance, this and that and whatnot. But look, I like the engine formula idea a lot. And I think based off of that, you can also open the door to getting rid of Dallara as a sole supplier and allow teams to create their own chassis or have more chassis manufacturers and whatnot, which I'll get into a little bit more in the next section, in the section after the next section. Like one cool addition that doesn't need to be cool, but this is kind of harkening back to 2012 concepts for the iconic project. I think it'd be really nice if there was a universal tub with the Indy Lights car, so it'd be cheaper to run an Indy 500 program or to start an IndyCar team. I think the teams would really appreciate that. I think it'd be a good bonus. But all right, time to talk about what I specifically want. First, 900 horsepower. I want 900 horsepower on every tracks. Turn up the quality boost near 1,000 horsepower for Indy 500 quality. But if you really want to, you turn the 900 boost a little bit down for the road courses. Have 900 on most ovals, and then your super speedways, your Indy 500 quality, you have a little bit higher. Uh, this is a long shot, but as I mentioned earlier, more chassis manufacturers. Think of the days of CART. Think of the days of CART. Everyone mentions the days of CART. What did CART have? Multiple chassis, multiple engines, stuff like this. And I think it'd be cool if we also had wings and floors that orientate to a specific track, whether it's a road course, it's a short oval, it's super speedway. So, for instance, for a road course, what you can have is you can have heavily reduced up or down force, but you can have more floor down force. You know, you change those floor panels. You have more floor down force to compensate for that. But as you go more into ovals, you start bringing in more of that up or down force and taking more of the floor out. So you get more of that slipstream effect. You get a little bit more dirty air. I think that'd be pretty interesting. Obviously, this is all I want better racing, but I also want IndyCar as a package to look better. One final thing, retain push to pass. I think it's a good thing. I much prefer it to DRS in Formula One. And you kind of put it more in the driver's hands instead of certain zones. Yes, it will usually uniformly be used in certain zones, but you can use it to defend and you can save it. There's just a better aspect to it. And I guess going on with retaining push to pass, retain refueling. I don't think anyone really had that up in the air, but retain refueling is part of what makes IndyCar great. So smaller fuel cell, or you can have the same size. Doesn't really matter to me. And there's one thing I forgot to mention at the start that is a necessity for me. The car needs to be attractive. Think kart cars. Think kart cars. You want attractive? Think kart cars. Those cars, especially when they had those multiple suppliers, when you had your Swift, your Reynard, those chassis were beautiful. Even think before the split, those chassis were simply incredible. And I feel like you wouldn't want something that looks like that, but you want something as striking as that. I don't think you can get any more beautiful Indy car than those cars. Like I said earlier, obviously this is all to create good racing, but manufacturer side also comes into that in trying to make everything go full circle. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. If you didn't like this video, hit the dislike button. Tell me why in the comment section below. If you got any more ideas with this topic, put down your opinions. Maybe you don't want 900 horsepower. Maybe you're fine with the amount of horsepower we want. Maybe you're fine with one chassis manufacturer. You don't like the open engine formula. Just put what you believe down in the comment section below. And give me some video ideas. I have an idea for an IndyCar Hall of Fame series that's coming up, which I'm sure you guys will like. I know I've been very IndyCar based right now, so I will have to flesh out, talk about a little bit more motorsports, but it seems like this channel is becoming very IndyCar orientated. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye. Peace.